making the Wanderlust beanie, one of my favorite hats to make. It's fast, it's fun because the stitches switch around so you're not doing the same thing all the time, and it's inexpensive to make. It can be jazzed up with pretty buttons, pom-poms, all kinds of things. It's a great versatile hat for men, women, and children. So I hope you have fun with it too. The first thing I'm going to do is show you how to do this magic ring where it starts. We do the magic ring in, and she calls it magic circle. It's also sometimes called magic loop. Don't confuse magic loop and knitting, which is used to make socks. This is magic loop crochet, or magic circle, or magic ring. We're doing it to eliminate the great big gaping hole that we get when we just make a ring and stitch in it. And I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to show you how to do the post stitches to refresh your memory in case you've forgotten from beginning crochet, and how to do the half double crochet in the third loop to create this chain or vickle stitch that goes around on the outside. It adds texture and interest to your hat. So the first thing we're going to do is take a look at how to make a magic ring. And really, if you think of the magic ring as being an incomplete slip stitch, it will help you realize what to do. You start off the same way. I like to leave a nice long tail so that I have plenty to tug on when I'm done. I come across my palm, take the yarn end in my right hand from the ball, and cross over the top, make an X. Then I'm going to take my hook, go in here, grab this loop, and pull it up. Now I need to get my fingers out of my way. Oops, don't lose my loop. And I'm going to pick up my yarn from the ball, and then I'm going to pinch that loop that I just made. Snug it up a little bit so it's not so loose here. All right, so now I can make chain one. I'm going to start double crocheting over both the threads that are in my left hand on the left side of the circle. There's one, two. Notice I'm going over both of those threads, and I'm pinching a lot to make sure my ring stays open. Now at this point, I can take my tail end and I can pull and shorten that ring up and tighten up my yarn here, and I can go a little bit faster. 4, 5, 6, 7, oops, I'm going out of vision again, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm going to take my tail end and I'm going to snug up. So I have no hole at all in the top of my hat. She tells us to slip stitch to the top of the first DC. Now the hat from Cascade Yarns that I sent you all the link for will also work for this exercise, because it also starts off with the magic ring, magic loop, magic circle. Okay, so now round 2, and these are rounds because we're working around in a circle. We're not working in rows back and forth. As a matter of fact, the stitching in the third loop of the half double does not work back and forth. It can only work if you're working in the round. So on this first one, she tells me to chain 1. Then I'm going to do a front post around the first DC, which is the one I joined to. So I yarn over, I go in from the front, around the back, and come up and do a double crochet. Now right next to it, you will see the head of this stitch that I posted. I'm going to do a double crochet in it. By doing 2 in each stitch around this magic circle, I am going to end up with a flat circle because I've increased. And I go in the next loop I see. So in other words, each double crochet will have a post stitch around it and a regular double crochet right in the top of it. Hope you've been able to see that. I'll try and work out here a little further. And then I find this right here is the top of that stitch. Then I'm going to go around the next one from the front to the back and come out again. That's a front post double crochet. And one thing you'll notice as you work around, here's my vertical part of my double crochet. The top for it leans over towards the next one. That's what's enabling us to go around the post and then into the top of the same one. So around the post and into the top of the same one. Okay. So now instead of 12 stitches, I should have 24. And if your count gets off, your pattern is going to be off because she's got you doing things that depend upon a certain count of stitches. And when you get to a certain point in the hat, you won't have enough stitches. So make sure you stop after every round and count. And I should end with a plain double crochet. I know I'm back to the beginning. I join it to the front post. And then I would normally go back and count all my stitches to make sure I have 24. I'm not going to do that here in our video because I don't want to take the time, put y'all to sleep. So the next thing I've got to do now, because the usual way of making circles is you do a set number. You do 2 in each one. Then the next round is 1, increase, 1, increase, 1, increase. Next round would be 2 regular stitches, 2 in the next one. So it's 1, 2, increase, 1, 2, increase, 1, 2, increase. So I'm going to do the next round because I need a round of half double crochets in order to show you the third loop. So now I'm going to go around and do 1, then I'm going to do 2, 1 and 2. And this is the way we always make a flat circle. It's hard for me to go too fast here because I'm working so far away from my line of sight. Okay, I am at the end because I am doing my 2, which is at the end. Now I'm going to join with a slip stitch to the top. Okay, now I have a round of half doubles that I can work in. I'm going to, let's see, what does she tell us to do in round 3? It's round 4. we're going to work in the third loop of the half double crochet. We're going to chain 1, working all stitches for this round in the third loop of the half double crochet, 2 DC in the first stitch. So here comes our increase pattern again. All right, so when I'm looking for that third loop, here's my 1, 2, and I turn the work over, and here is the loop they call the third loop. Why is it only the half double that has that? Because if you notice, I'm going to put my yarn over my hook and a half double, and I'll do one just for the kicks and giggles here. When I go over, there's that loop, and I left it a little bit big. That's going to form that third loop in the back. Here it is. Okay. So she wants us to chain 1 and double crochet in that third loop. So I turn my work over so I can see it. And here it is. And I'm going to do 2 double crochet in here. And oops, I actually skipped to the next one, but it's okay because I'm just doing this to show you all how to do it. So here's 1, 2, and in the back is 3. And you see the front 2 loops are creating the braid on the front of my work. So it's yarn over, go in the back, third loop, and finish the stitch with whatever I'm doing. Okay, yours of course will look a little neater than that because I'm again just doing it for demonstration. Now I'm going to pull back because the other stitch that you might not remember how to do is the back post. Okay, so let's pretend I'm going to do a back post, and by the way, you can do front and back posts in any stitch, single crochet, half double, double, treble, whatever. It doesn't have to be around a double crochet only. So now my pattern tells me to do the back post. Yarn over, I come from the back. Remember, for front post we went in here like this. Well, for back post we simply start out from the back of the work, go around to the front, and do your double crochet. So again, I'm going to go from the back out to the back, and you'll notice I'm pinching my work out of my way here so that I don't have the hook get caught. So I'm going to come from the back to the front and out back again, and I pinch, and then my hook comes right through. All right, one more time. Yarn over, from the back, around the post, out to the back, hold my work out of the way a little bit. And it didn't work because I'm too far away from my eyes. But anyway, that's the general idea. Those are the only 3 places in this pattern where you might have any problems. Otherwise, it's just pretty much standard stuff. So you can, she tells you if you want to, you can make it longer, you can make it shorter, you can make it smaller. How would you make it smaller? You would use finer yarn and a smaller hook. I wouldn't try to cut down on the number of stitches. So you're going to do rounds 1 through 7. I mean, round 7, yeah, 1 through 7 once. Then you do 7 through 11 actually twice. She says repeat 7 through 11 one time. So you're doing 7 through 11 twice, and then you continue with the final 3 rounds. And then 20 and 21 and 22 are the bottom of the hat. Okay? Have fun.